The digital world, for all its dazzling connectivity, had a dark underbelly where truth was malleable and whispers could ignite into firestorms. Ripa knew this intimately. For decades, she had navigated the capricious tides of fame, a seasoned sailor on the ocean of public opinion. But nothing, not even her long career under the harsh glare of the spotlight, could have prepared her for the viral tsunami that had just crashed upon her meticulously curated life. It began innocently enough, as most digital contagions do. A seemingly innocuous article, buried deep within the labyrinthine corners of a lesser-known celebrity gossip site, made a sensational claim. Ripa, in a candid and explosive interview, had allegedly announced her immediate departure from Live with Kelly and Mark, citing irreconcilable creative differences with her husband and co-host, Mark Consuelos. The article went on to detail a dramatic on-set confrontation, a tearful farewell, and a cryptic hint about a shocking new chapter that would redefine her career. The seeds of doubt, once sown, germinated with terrifying speed. Within hours, the headline, stripped of its original source and context, ricocheted across social media. Screenshots of the fabricated quotes, meticulously crafted to sound authentic, became memes. Twitter exploded with hashtag #WhereIsKelly and hashtag #LiveWithoutKelly. Fan forums, usually bastions of unwavering support, pulsed with a mixture of confusion, concern, and inevitably, a vocal minority of outrage. Kelly was at home, enjoying a rare quiet afternoon with her dogs, when the first texts started pouring in. Her phone, usually a steady stream of notifications, began vibrating with an alarming urgency. Her publicist, her agent, her executive producer, her children, all were simultaneously trying to reach her. "Kelly, have you seen this?" her publicist, Brenda, texted, followed by a link to a major entertainment news outlet that had picked up the story, albeit with a cautionary, unconfirmed tag. Kelly clicked the link, her brow furrowing in confusion. Irreconcilable creative differences with Mark. Immediate departure. She read the fabricated quotes, her own voice, or a distorted echo of it, staring back at her from the screen. A cold knot formed in her stomach. This wasn't just a misquote. This was an elaborate, malicious fabrication. Mark, who had been on a call in the other room, walked in, his face grim. "Kelly, my phone is blowing up. What the hell is going on?" He showed her his screen, a cascade of missed calls and urgent messages. His manager had just sent him a screenshot of the same article, asking for immediate clarification. They spent the next few hours in a whirlwind of damage control. Brenda was already drafting a concise, unequivocal denial. The network was preparing a statement. But the sheer velocity of a lie was overwhelming. Each official denial, it seemed, only fueled more speculation, twisted into further conspiracy theories by the ravenous digital beast. "It's like trying to put out a forest fire with a teacup," Kelly muttered, scrolling through a particularly vicious comment thread that suggested she was leaving because of a secret feud with her longtime friend, Ryan Seacrest, whose name wasn't even mentioned in the original fake report. The weight of it all was crushing. Beyond the professional implications, the unnecessary stress for the Live team, the concern from advertisers, was the deeply personal sting. The article had attacked the very foundation of her public persona. Her authenticity, her devotion to her family, her enduring partnership with Mark, both on and off screen. It had painted her as capricious, disrespectful, and ungrateful. Mark, usually the more stoic of the two, saw the toll it was taking. He sat beside her, taking her hand. "Don't let it get to you, love. We know it's not true. Everyone who knows us knows it's not true." But everyone who knows us was a much smaller circle than everyone on the internet. The next morning, the decision was made. Kelly would address it directly on Live. There was no other way to reclaim her narrative. The initial plan had been a simple, professional denial. But as she sat with Mark and their producers, Kelly knew a simple denial wouldn't suffice. The lie had gone too deep, infected too many corners of the internet. This wasn't just about clarifying facts. It was about reaffirming who she was, what she stood for, and the values that anchored her. The atmosphere in the studio that morning was electric, tinged with an unusual solemnity. The crew, fiercely loyal, moved with a quiet determination. Mark, usually ebullient before air, was visibly more subdued, his hand often resting reassuringly on Kelly's arm. As the iconic live theme music faded, and the camera zoomed in on the familiar smiling faces, the tension in the air was palpable. Mark started, his voice a little more formal than usual. "Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Live. Today, we have something important to discuss." He turned to Kelly, a look of profound support in his eyes. Kelly took a deep breath. She looked directly into the camera, her gaze unwavering, encompassing millions of viewers, both loyal fans and those who had been swept up in the recent whirlwind. For those of you who've been following the news, or more accurately, the fake news over the past few days, she began, her voice calm but firm, you might have seen a rather dramatic report circulating about my alleged departure from this show, and some rather colorful details about irreconcilable creative differences with my incredibly talented, wonderful, and incredibly patient husband, Mark. A ripple of nervous laughter went through the audience. Mark gave a slight, wry smile. "Let me be unequivocally clear," Kelly continued, her voice gaining strength. "That report is 100% false, is a fabrication, a lie, from start to finish, every single word of it. I am not leaving Live with Kelly and Mark. Mark and I are not experiencing irreconcilable creative differences. In fact," she paused, a genuine smile finally breaking through, "we're having the time of our lives doing this show together." The studio audience erupted in applause, a wave of relief washing over them. But Kelly wasn't finished. This wasn't just a denial, it was a deeper reflection.